The diameter of a circle is 8 centimeters. A central angle of the circle intercepts an arc of 12 centimeters. What is the radian measure of the angle? Okay. So if we're going to draw this, if we're going to draw a circle here, it would appear like this. Okay. So if we have here a circle, all right, let us just say this is a circle. Okay. So the diameter of that circle is 8. So from here, if this is the center, from here that is 8. All right. And then we are asked to find, what is it? The central angle of the circle intercepts an arc of 12 centimeters. Okay, so if that is 8, so let us just say that this one is the angle. Okay, this forms an angle, right? And here, okay, so this one here, this portion here is actually equivalent to 12. Okay, so that is 12. Okay, so this 12 is the arc length. The length of the diameter is 8, and then we are going to find what is the radian measure of the angle. So meaning we are going to find this one here. Okay, that is your x in radian form. Okay, so that's it. And we know that diameter is always twice of the radius, therefore the radius should be half of the diameter. Okay, so take note on that. Now, so since the involved problem, this problem involves the arc length, so we will use the formula of the arc length. Okay, so we know that the arc length is just a part of the circumference. So if you can remember the formula of circumference, it is C equals 2 pi r, and to make it the formula of the arc length, you just change the circumference to an arc length, and you just multiply that one by the part, by the fraction. Okay, by the fraction when the circle is divided into 2 pi. Okay, so how do we write that fraction? It is part, it is part, it is part over whole. Okay, so that's it. So now what we're gonna do is just like to put here, what is it? To put the arc length. The arc length will be to 12. Will replace your s. Your arc length, which is 12, will replace your letter s here. So that would be your arc length because s represents the arc length. Right? What's next? The radius here is what? Since the diameter is 8, the radius would be, okay, the radius, the r, will be 4. Okay, and so what we're gonna do is just to understand, because we're talking here of 2 pi, we're talking here of radian, that means the circle is divided into 2 pi. Okay, so meaning the whole is 2 pi. So that would be 2 pi. Okay, and the part that's is something that we do not know. Okay, that is your x. Okay, so that would be your x. All right, so what's the answer? It is 3. Okay, so you notice that whenever you are given the arc length as well as the radius, you can just easily divide. Okay, if you notice, class, you can just actually, although you have already the answer, but let me just explain. If you notice, okay, you can actually cancel out 2 pi and 2 pi here. Okay, and so what remains is that if you cancel out that one, what remains is that you have 12 equals 4x, right? 12 equals 4x. Remember the 12 is the arc length and the 4 is the radius, okay? So in order to find the radian measure, you can actually like divide, okay? You can actually divide. So you will divide both sides, okay? So you will divide both sides. So you can divide both sides by 4. You also divide this one by 4. And that means you cancel out, okay? When you cancel out, so by the way, this is 4, okay? So you divide that one by 4. And so this time you cancel out, okay? And of course, 12 divided by 4 is 3, okay? So 12 divided by 4 equals 3. Now, what does this mean? We know, class, we know that 12 is representing what? Is actually the measurement of the arc length, okay? So 12 is the measurement of the arc length, and 4 is the measurement of the radius. So in other words, to find the easy way to find the radian measure of the angle is just actually to divide immediately the arc length and the radius. That's it. Okay. So I would say S equals the arc length, no, the radian measure. Okay. Meaning I would just say the angle here, or the radian. The radian, I would just say angle in radian form. Angle in radian. That would be equivalent to S, the arc length, over the radius. That's it. So angle is equal to S over R. But of course here, you can also use this formula, okay? But if you know already this, then you understand that when we are going to find the radius or the radian, well, you just have to divide the arc length over the radius, because radian, the radian measure is obtained by dividing the arc length by the radius, okay? So the answer here is 3.